Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm always delighted and happy to be joined by my good friend Lee.
The feeling's mutual, mate.
I bet it is. I can tell it in your face. I know you love me. We're back. We're back in the Holiday Inn Express. We're back in Rotherham.
Back at home.
Back at home. It feels like home now.
Been at home since August. What's it? Seventh show now, isn't it? So, seventh show in a row.
Well, let's talk about the show. Break it down for me.
It was an absolute fantastic show, obviously, but due to COVID, we lost obviously Lee McGREGOR versus GUERFI for the EBU bantamweight title, which was an absolute kick in the bollocks. But you just move on. We tried to look for a few other options and stuff like that to see what else we could put on the show to give it a boost and stuff like that. And there wasn't nothing there that made it right. Obviously made it a better show or anything like that. So we've obviously 10 days to go and stuff like that. So we rolled with it. We've got now the new main event is Tursunbay Kalakmet, an elite Kazakh amateur versus Macaulay McGowan. Macaulay McGowan is proper up for this fight.
For my interview, he's definitely up for it.
He's up for this fight. A lot of people are writing him off and he just don't even care. Someone said to him yesterday, he was like, "Oh, I see this." I said, "I don't care. I'm going to beat him. I'm going home with that belt." So, Kalakmet is an unbelievable talent from Kazakhstan. So this is a great main event, WBC international title, made the best man win, both MTK, so it's a good fight, a very good fight.
I just want to say to somebody, stay on him for a wee bit longer, because he did beat Israel Madrimov two times in the amateurs.
One of my favourite fighters.
And he's one of your favourite,
Israel, they fought 5 times in the amateurs, and he beat him 3 times, and Madrimov beat him twice.
So that just goes to show you.
It shows you that obviously Israel Madrimov's already, I'm pretty sure, interim world champion after 6 or 7 fights. So he's an unbelievable talent. It just shows you what a talent Kalakmet is. Because obviously Askar, his manager, I've told him obviously Madrimov's one of my favourite fighters, like up and coming fighters. He keeps sending me clips of Kalakmet pinging Madrimov and stuff like that. So this is all good. We could unearth a new superstar live on IFL.
There you go.
Come on.
Hey, what more can we ask for?
What more can we ask for? Exactly. But obviously. Down the card, we've got Tom Hill versus Jack Rafferty, rescheduled after Tom Hill got COVID, so that's been rescheduled. It's a cracking fight. 2 young up-and-coming fighters in the welterweight division. Winner of that will move on to hopefully English title level. Possibly, there's a few fights there. Obviously, Jack Rafferty, he's up for the Marku fight. Obviously, possibly Sam Gilly. So there's a few good fights there for the winner of that fight. Or even down the line, Lewis Crocker. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, WBO European champion. So, so it's a good little fight. That. And then we've got obviously the Irish sensation, Paddy Donovan, top-ranked fighter. Obviously, Paddy's been talked about to be the next superstar from Ireland. Obviously. He's got to prove it in this fight to win. Germani Camaro is tough as you come. Obviously, he's been on our shows a lot. He's fought a good few of our fighters. He's never been stopped. He's a very, very good fighter.
There's the main man, Sean
O'Hagan. The uncrowned trainer of the year. Oh, there he is. He's on camera.
You're on camera.
Oh,
Yeah, mate, we got you.
We got you.
how on me?
It's on you. The camera never lies,
The
Sean.
young crown trainer of the year.
That's it. He's got it.
But yeah, so Paddy's got to prove how good of a fighter he is in this fight, because obviously Camaro is coming to win. Camaro is always coming to win. He's mandatory for a Southern Area title. He's meant to be, his next fight was for the title, but obviously due to COVID that's not been able to put on. So yeah, Paddy's got to be on his A game. Obviously Andy Lee thinks he is going to rise above this levels. So we'll see. It's a good fight. It's a good little yardstick to see. Inder Singh Bassi versus Jack Martin. Both 2-3-0 kids.
50-50.
Great 50-50. Fought in the amateurs. Got stopped on a cut. So unfinished business. Unfinished beef.
Don't worry about the noise in the background. It's just Sean O'Hagan making himself a coffee.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's a good fight. Both fighters are managed by us. Both wanted to fight. So what we done is, look, this is the opportunity. Do you want it? Yeah, sweet. Both jumped at it. So fair play to them. Billy Joe's little protege, Lewis Emerson.
Little?
Yeah, well, young protege, Lewis Emerson fights on the card. Obviously, he was meant to fight a few weeks ago on the same card as Tom Hill, but he got COVID, so it's his time. It's his time to get on the show and get a win before the year's out. Billy Joe thinks a lot of him. Thinks he could be moved quite fast, so we'll have to see how he looks. Also on the card is Dave Allen's young protege. Yeah, Danny Morrell. Danny Morrell is obviously training at the Ingle Gym now. He's got a point to prove because everyone just sees him as Dave Allen's mate on Instagram and stuff like that. So he's got to prove that he can box, and he's obviously wants to be a professional fighter. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, we did lose Hassan Azim due to COVID, unfortunately. So wish him. Obviously, there's no symptoms there, so it's another case of no symptoms for a fighter. But it is what it is. Come back positive. We wish him well. Get him, and hopefully we get him back out as soon as possible.
In terms of this year, we've got one more date, which is the 2nd of December, the Golden Contract.
What a show that is!
What a show that is! Can't wait for that. I'm looking forward to that already. And then going into the new year, have you got any dates lined up?
Hang on, let me just turn my pad upside down. It's got been about 20 fights on there.
I know, I've already read them all. You were doing, I've read them all.
Possible fights. No, do you know what? For the last couple of days, obviously, while I've been isolating and stuff like that, I've been talking with the team, sorting out fights for our fighters, what cards were going to happen. So yeah, we're waiting on results from purse bids today for Liam Walsh versus Paul Highland Jr. Lee Wood versus Reece Mould.
Great fight.
So yeah, we'll see if we're successful with them. If we're not, it's not a problem because they'll go on to obviously a Sky show or a Frank show. So it's as long as the fighter's getting paid and getting the fight, that's the main thing. But if we win them, we'll get them put on early in the year. We've got a date in January. We've got a date in February. We're looking at doing a show once a month.
Back here?
Yeah.
This is basically the home MTK.
We'll be back here till we can get crowds again. Unfortunately, it's just a good little venue for us. We've got a good little setup. We've got good, obviously, financial deals with the hotels and stuff like that. So it's good. It makes sense for us to be here. Some people keep going to me, "Oh, why Wakefield? Why?" But if it makes sense for us as a company, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, London prices of hotels and stuff like that. It's just it don't work out. Obviously, there's not a massive budget. Obviously, in shows at the minute with no fans. So. Yeah, things are going. Obviously, we're going to start announcing our shows over the next couple of weeks for the new year, but we'll definitely be doing one a month, possibly more. Obviously, we've got our other shows in Dubai and Kazakhstan as well. So yeah, it's 2021. It's all systems go.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to it. What time is it, Lee?
Our Subway will be here in half hour.
Half hour, mate. All right. Well, I'll cut this interview, load it up, and hopefully by that time,
Yeah,
I'll be here. But It's almost showtime, mate.
Almost showtime.
Finally, I always ask you this: why should fans tune into IFL TV to watch the show?
What more are you going to be doing on a Wednesday night? Get a takeaway, grab a beer, tune into IFL TV.
Couldn't have said it better, mate. Lee, as always, thanks for this IFL
Cheers,
TV.
mate. Take care.
Looking forward to my sub, but you bought it, right?
Of course I did.
Good man.
Cheers, man.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.